So, hello everybody, welcome back to our CMA classes. This is Miss Santosh, a CMA finalist, and today we are going to start a new chapter of SEBI laws and regulation, which is continuation wala part hi hai, okay? But there is a new chapter, okay, and that is called insider trading. Okay, and before going to start this chapter, let me tell you there was one specific question asked from this chapter in previous attempt in the June 2024 in CMA final exams. Okay, so yes, what is the meaning of insider trading? This is important as I told you. Okay, so we are going into this chapter now. Okay, so before going into this, we have to know the meaning of insider. Okay, insider मतलब अंदर ही अंदर, the known connected person, a person who is connected or having a connection with the company. ठीक है, which means एम्प्लॉयज़ की बात कर रहे होंगे ना. येस, एम्प्लॉयज़ के साथ साथ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट देयर आर मोर पीपल वो आर हैविंग कनेक्शन विद द कंपनी. ठीक है, कह सकते हैं ये लोग धोखेबाज हैं. ठीक है, बिकॉज दे आर इनसाइडर, दे नो the actual status of the company and they are giving the information to some other person. Okay, so basically this is the meaning of insider. Okay, yes, and these insider can access the unpublished price. Okay, unpublished price, which is price sensitive information. Okay, unpublished, as the name says, it is not yet published by the company anywhere, not even the website, not even any other places. Okay, so yes, when this price is actually informed by this insider to any other person, what is going to happen? Then the price of security is going to be affected, है ना? So yes, this is all about insider and the price, unsensitive price. ठीक है, so we are going to read the first of all definition meaning of these things. ठीक है, so yes, let's get started. Section 15 says about the provision of section 15G. Read, with the Security and Exchange Board of India prohibition of insider trading regulation 1992 may explain as follows. First of all, what is the meaning of insider? Insider means any person who is or was connected with the company or is deemed to have connected with the company, was or deemed to have a connection with the company. ठीक है, and who is responsibly expected to have access to what the unpublished price sensitive information. Now we have to understand this price sensitive information. सब कुछ पता चल जाएगा. ठीक है, तो ज़्यादा हौच पौच नहीं करने का, सब कुछ पता चल जाएगा in this lecture. ठीक है, so yes, first thing we know the meaning of insider अब तक ना. हाँ जी, so yes, who have access to unpublished price sensitive information in respect of security of the company, or who has received or has had access to such unpublished price sensitive information. ठीक है, either you have access to the unpublished price sensitive information or who has received or had access to such unpublished price sensitive information. ठीक है, so now we have to understand what is the meaning of price sensitive information. If you know what they are saying, if this is published, in that case this is going to affect the price of securities. Let me tell you by the example, like the interim dividend, final dividend, or by expansion, amalgamation, merger and all. ठीक है, if this information is leaked, ठीक है, by the person, X person, वो X person is who? Insider, definitely. ठीक है, if that price is the information related, these things are disclosed to any other person, to the outsider, what is going to happen? Definitely price of security is going to be affected, right? So yes, price sensitive information means any information which relate directly or indirectly to a company. इतना क्लियर ना? हाँ, and which if published is likely to affect the price of securities of the company, है ना? अब तक क्लियर है ना? Yes, so let's go for some of the price sensitive information. Number first, periodical financial result of the company. Second, intended declaration dividend, which include interim dividend and the final dividend. Okay, issue of securities or buyback of shares. Now we know these things. Okay, so I'm not going to define you what are these things. Okay, a major expansion plan or execution of the new project, amalgamation, merger or takeover, disposal of the whole or substantial part of undertaking. Undertaking हमें पता है, डायरेक्टर वाला चैप्टर में हम पढ़ा था. ठीक है, so yes, any significant change in policies, plan or operation of the company. So these are the things which are included in price sensitive information. Okay, now what is the meaning of unpublished? Unpublished अभी तक कहीं published हुआ ही नहीं. Okay, by the company. Okay, so unpublished means information which is not published by the company or its agent or not in specific nature. So yes, now we know the meaning of insider, right? ओके, द प्राइस इन सेंसिटिव इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड द थर्ड अनपब्लिश. अनपब्लिश तो बहुत ईजी है, हमें पता ही है. ठीक है, नाउ लेट्स गो फॉर the term which include insider, right? What I said, that the insider who is having a connection or is connected, was connected, employees भी हो सकते हैं, past employees की भी बात कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, or is having deemed to be have a connection with the company. ठीक है, which mean इनका कोई ना कोई connection तो है, कुछ ना कुछ चक्कर तो लोचा तो है भैया. ठीक है, सो लेट्स सी who are the person who is going to be have a connection with the company. ठीक है, so the connection, connected person means any person. ठीक है, any person who is or has during the 6 month prior to the concerned act been associated with the company directly or indirectly in any capacity, including by reason of frequent communication with the officer or by being in any contractual, fiduciary or employment relationship, or by being director, officer or employee of the company, or holds any position including a professional or business relationship between himself and the company. That could be any person. Okay, but the term was like this. They are saying about this 6 month prior to the concerned with the associated with the company. ठीक है, okay. Next, whether temporary, permanent, contractual basis, permanent, fiduciary employment, कुछ भी हो सकता है भैया. ओके, इतनी बात समझ में है. हाँ जी. That allows such person directly or indirectly access to unpublished price sensitive information or reasonably expected to allow such access. The following person shall be considered to be connected person unless the contrary is established. Number 4, immediate relative of the connected persons specified in clause 1st. Second, a holding company or associate company or a subsidiary company. Third, a intermediary as specified in section 12 of the act or employer director. ठीक है. Fourth, an investment company, a trustee company, asset management company or employer director, an official or a stock exchange or of clearing house or corporation, a member of board or trustee of mutual fund or member of the board of director of the asset management company of mutual fund or in as employee. ठीक है, a member of a board of director or employees of a public financial institution, an official or employee of self-regulatory organization reorganized or authorized by board, bankers of the company, or the spouse of any whom is either dependent financially or such person such person in decision related in the who is in related to making decision of the trading in the securities. ठीक है, so if these people means connection people, we know the meaning of connection people. ठीक है, so we have to I just read the meaning of connected people. ठीक है, इतना डेप्थ में नहीं जाना, but we should know which people are going to have a connection with the company. That's it. ठीक है, so hope so up to this was clear now. Now what is going to be the penalty? Okay, penalty for the insider trading. Okay, this is not going to be less than 10 lakh, but for maximum it's going to be extended up to 25 crore or 3 times the amount of profit which is made out of the insider trading. ठीक है, so now we know the meaning of insider trading. ठीक है, और unpublished price. ठीक है, and the price in sensitive information. ठीक है, so we know everything now. थोड़ा बहुत मोटा मोटी हमें पता चल गया. ठीक है, सो येस, दिस इज द पेनल्टी. लेट मी रीड इट नाउ. ओके, फॉर द फॉलोइंग डिफॉल्ट एंड इंसाइडर shall liable to penalty which shall not be less than 10 lakh. Okay, but may extend up to 25 crore or 3 times the amount of profit made out of what insider trading. ठीक है, देखो, I'll tell you one thing, there are other penalty also which I have mentioned here. ठीक है, but that is not in module, CMA module, but I have mentioned here because हो सकता है that could be asked in form of MCQ. Okay, so that's why I have mentioned here. ठीक है, so confusion नहीं होना, that is somehow interrelated, but this term would be different in other penalties. ठीक है, so here what I told you, not less than 10 lakh, extend up to 25 crore or 3 times the amount of profit made out of what the insider trading, whichever is higher, याद रखना है ना. Okay, then they are saying where he deal in securities or the corporate listed on any stock exchange, either on his own behalf or on behalf of any other person on the basis of unpublished price sensitive information. Okay, second way, he communicates any unpublished price sensitive information to any person with or without his request of for such information, ठीक है, except as required in the ordinary course of business or under any law. Third, he counsels or they procures for any person to deal in any securities of any corporate body on the basis of unpublished sensitive information. मैं सीधी सीधी बात क्या कर रही हैं, सीधी सीधी बात they are saying, ठीक है, if they have disclosed the unsensitive information, they have actually given the information related to them, that, ठीक है, to any other person, ठीक है, in that case that is going to be क्या, insider trading of course, ठीक है, with that penalty is going to be imposed, ठीक है. Now we know the penalty, ठीक है. Okay, hope so up to this everything is clear ना. हाँ जी, let's go for the other part. Now I'm going to tell you about the more penalty. 15G में था पहले वाला penalty, okay. Now we are going for the 15H, ठीक है. But this is related to penalty for non-disclosure acquisition of share and takeover, ठीक है. Same penalty what I told you, 10 lakh, ठीक है, कम से कम 10 लाख से कम नहीं जाएगा यहाँ पे. ओके, मैक्सिमम इट्स गोइंग टू एक्सटेंड अप टू 25 करोड़ और 3 टाइम्स. नाउ 3 टाइम्स ऑफ व्हाट, द प्रॉफिट मेड आउट ऑफ सच फेलियर. ओके, अर्ली इट वाज इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग से था ना, है ना. 3 टाइम्स द अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट मेड फ्रॉम व्हाट, द इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग, ठीक है. इन दिस केस 3 times of profit made out of such failure, whichever is going to be higher, that is going to be penalty imposed, ठीक है. Okay, further they are saying failure to disclose the aggregate of the shareholding in body corporate before he acquires any share of that body corporate, fail to make public announcement to acquire the share at minimum price, failure to make the penalty payment of consideration to the shareholders who sold their share pursuant to the letter of offer, ठीक है. Next there are some of the miscellaneous penalty, ठीक है, which is of the fraudulent and unfair trade practices, ठीक है. Okay, earlier we read that not less than 10 lakh, ठीक है, but in this case, in which case the penalty which is related to the fraudulent first or the unfair trade practices, ठीक है. 10 लाख था ना, चलो थोड़ा कम कर देते हैं, 5 लाख कर देते हैं, ठीक है. सो दे आर सेइंग नॉट लेस देन 5 लाख भैया, ठीक है, मैक्सिमम तो 10 लाख जा सकता है, ठीक है, बट देयर द लिमिट इज सेइंग 25 करोड़ वाला, ठीक है. येस, एंड द 3 टाइम्स सेम थिंग, ठीक है, 3 टाइम्स अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट मेड आउट ऑफ सच प्रॉफिट. इतनी बात समझ में ना, विच एवर इज हायर, ठीक है. सो दिस सेक्शन वॉज ऑफ 15H. पहले वाला H था ना, हाँ जी, उससे पहला G था, हाँ जी. तो अनफेयर ट्रेड प्रैक्टिस HA, ओके जी, हाँ जी. ओके, 5 लाख 25 करोड़, 3 टाइप ऑफ प्रॉफिट. इतनी बात समझ में आ गई. ओके, विच एवर इज हायर. लेट्स गो फॉर द अदर पेनल्टी 15HB, ठीक है. दे आर सेइंग द पेनल्टी फॉर द कंट्रीवेंशन वेयर नो सेपरेट पेनल्टी हैज़ बीन प्रोवाइडेड, where there is no specification of penalty related to any of the let's say of transaction, ठीक है. or if suppose anything happened, ठीक है, but for that thing there is no penalty mentioned in our law, ठीक है. in that case this penalty is going to be imposed, ठीक है. okay, if any person fails to comply with any provision of this act, rules and regulation made there under direction should be for where no separate penalty has been provided, he shall be liable to penalty which not less than 1 lakh rupees, ठीक है. सबसे कम है ना अब तक, हाँ जी, बट मे बी एक्सटेंड अप टू 1 करोड़. थोड़ा छूट दे देते हैं भैया अपन को, ठीक है. और इट वॉज 25 करोड़, नाउ इट्स अप टू एक्सटेंड अप टू 1 करोड़, ठीक है. ओके, लेट्स गो फॉर द अदर पेनल्टी, क्रेडिटिंग सम रिलीज बाय वे ऑफ पेनल्टी टू कंसोलिडेट फंड ऑफ इंडिया. ये इतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, बस ठीक है, आई एम गोइंग टू रीड, ठीक है. 15GA, ऑल सम रिलीज बाय वे ऑफ पेनल्टी अंडर दिस एक्ट शैल बी क्रेडिटेड टू द कंसोलिडेट फंड ऑफ इंडिया, ठीक है जी. ओके जी. ओके, लेट्स गो फॉर वन क्वेश्चन. ओके, दिस इज द क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम पास्ट प्रीवियस question paper of CA final exams. Okay, SEBI received complaint from some investor alleging that ABC Limited and some brokers are indulging in price manipulation in the share of ABC Limited. Okay, and explain the power that can be exercised by SEBI under the Security and Exchange Board of India Act 1992 in case that allegations are found to be correct. Okay, so in this question I want to tell you one thing, that in this question new sections is discussed, section 11 and section 12A, ठीक है, which in CMA module they have been removed, but I just have taken this question so that we should know a bit more about that section 2. ठीक है, so with this example we'll get to know about section 11, section 12a. Okay, so let's read out. They are saying, first thing, the investor alleging that ABC, oh sorry, just a second, okay, that some investor alleging that ABC Limited and some broker are indulging in the price manipulation, okay, of shares of ABC Limited. ठीक है, now we are going to identify the powers that can be exercised by SEBI under the SEBI Regulations Act. ठीक है, so this given in this given problem related to section 11 and 12e, 15 HA, 15 HB. याद है HA और HB कौन सा? लेट्स गो बैक. HA वाज कौन सा? फ्रॉडुलेंट एंड अनफेयर ट्रेड प्रैक्टिस. याद करो कितना है पेनल्टी भैया. पेनल्टी वाज ऑफ 5 लाख, 25 करोड़, 3 times of profit. HB when nothing is mentioned about the penalty, what is going to the penalty? 1 lakh maximum, 1 करोड़. ठीक है, ओके, इतना याद है. ओके जी, ओके, लेट्स गो फॉर द प्राइस मैनिपुलेशन इन द शेयर ऑफ ABC लिमिटेड कैन बी कंसीडर्ड एज फ्रॉडुलेंट. yes, हाँ जी, as we know about the fraudulent and unfair trade practices, price manipulation is going to be included in this term, the fraudulent and unfair trade practices. Okay, relating to the securities market. Therefore, under section 11, SEBI is empowered to exercise the following power. Either they can suspend the trading of any security in the recognized stock exchange. Okay, this is as per section 11. Let me highlight this, guys, so that that would be easy for us. Okay, so first of all, the SEBI can suspend the trading of securities from recognized stock exchange. ठीक है, second, restrain person from accessing the security market and prohibit that person who is associated with the securities market who can buy, sell or deal with the securities. ठीक है, first they are saying the SEBI is going to suspend these people. ठीक है, गंदे लोगों को हम हटा ही देंगे. ठीक है, सस्पेंड कर देंगे. ओके, सेकेंड दे आर सेइंग दे कैन नॉट एक्सेस दी सिक्योरिटीज. नाउ रिस्ट्रेन कर दिया भैया हमने इनको. ओके, तो वी आर गोइंग टू वी नहीं सेबी. ठीक है, द रिस्ट्रेन पीपल पर्सन फ्रॉम एक्सेसिंग दी सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट एंड प्रोहिबिट दिस पर्सन टू डील विथ बाइंग, सेलिंग एंड डीलिंग विद द सिक्योरिटीज. ओके, इतनी बात समझ में आ गई. येस, लेट्स गो फॉर द अदर थिंग. एज पर सेक्शन 15 HB, सेबी में इम्पोज पेनल्टी HB के हिसाब से. ओके, 1 करोड़ और NOC or any person who fails to comply with any provision or that act with no separate penalty has been provided as per section 12. No person shall directly or indirectly. Now we are going for section 12. 11 के हिसाब से हमें पता चल गया ना. Let's go for 12 now. No person either directly or indirectly use your employee in connection with issue, purchase, sale of any security listed or proposed to be listed in recognized stock exchange. Okay, or any manipulative or deceptive device or contrivance in contravention of the provision of this act or rules of the regulation made there under. इतनी बात समझ में आई? हाँ जी. Then they cannot employ any device, scheme or artificial default in connection with issue or dealing in security which are listed or proposed to be listed on the recognized stock exchange. Then they are saying they cannot directly or indirectly engage in any act, practices, course of business which operate as fraud or deceit upon any person in connection with issue dealing in securities which are listed or proposed to be listed on recognized stock exchange in contravention of the provision of this act, rules or the regulation made there under. Okay, as per section 15H, if any of the person indulge in the fraudulent or unfair trade practices that related to securities, he may be liable to penalty of 25 crore or 3 times the amount of profit which is made of the practice, whichever is higher. So in conclusion, let me say in this case, ABC Limited. Okay, ABC Limited and the brokers who indulge in price manipulation in the share of ABC Limited are liable to pay penalty of 25 crore or 3 times the amount of profit made of such allegation. ठीक है, such manipulation, the price manipulation. ठीक है, okay. Hope so up to this was clear. ठीक है, we in this case we already discussed section 11, 12A. which was not in our module, CMA module में नहीं है. ठीक है, okay. Let's go for failure to pay penalty. what is going to happen if the authority, the educating officer have imposed penalty on such person, ठीक है, the connected person, okay, and the person is have failed to pay the penalty, ठीक है, again they are saying there is going to be penalty imposition, ठीक है, penalty in case of consequences of failure to pay penalty or comply with the direction of whom, direction of the educating officer or the SEBI, okay. If any person fails to pay the penalty imposed by educating authority, let me say AO या फिर SEBI, okay, or fails to comply with the direction or order, he shall be punishable with imprisonment for the term not less than 1 month but may be extended up to 10 years. इतनी बात समझ में, not less than 1 month but it could be extended up to 10 years. Fine of 25 crore or both. ठीक है. Again they are saying consequences of contravention of act or rules or regulation. If any person contravenes or attempt to contravene or abet the contravention of the provision of this act or the rules or the regulation made thereunder, he shall be punishable imprisonment up to 10 years. ठीक है, 25 crore fine or both, okay. The punishment as stated above shall be without prejudice to any award or penalty by the educating authority. इतनी बात समझ में? Yes, hope so this was clear. Let's go for the other section. Section 24A, composition of certain offences. Section 24A provide for the compounding of offences punishable under this act, payment of money in lieu of prosecution. The compounding prosecution in act reflect the lenity in the administration of the act. These provision explained as compoundable offences. Only the following offences can be compounded under this section, and they are offences with punishable, okay, punishable with fine, ठीक है, offense punishable with fine or imprisonment or both, ठीक है. इतनी बात समझ में, very easy, ठीक है. So I'm just reading out, okay, and we know this thing, okay. And as can be seen, following offences cannot be compounded. These things cannot be termed as compounded, ठीक है. Offences punishable with imprisonment, offences punishable with imprisonment and fine, ठीक है. Hope so this was clear to you guys, ठीक है. So compounded offences and not compounded offences, okay. Okay, time for applying for compounding offences. The application for compounding of offence may made either before or after the institution of prosecution. The application may made even during the prosecution. Okay, authorities of compounding an offence commit under the act shall compounded by the security appellate tribunal or the court before the such proceeding are pending. Okay, the provision of section 24A shall apply notwithstanding anything contained in Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. Okay, now let's go for the other section, section 28A. Okay, let's write it down. 28A, which is of recovery of the amount. Okay, what is going to happen? We know once a person fails, ठीक है, then the amount is going to be recovered by the person, but by what thing, ठीक है, either by movable property of that person, okay, immovable property of the person, bank balance, ठीक है, and some other action can be taken like imprisonment all, ठीक है. So we are going to read this thing, recovery of the amount, okay, by whom and by what sources under section 28. If a person fails to pay the penalty imposed under the act or fails to comply with any of the direction of whom, definitely SEBI, for the refund of monies or fails to comply with the direction of the disgorgement order issued under section 11B or fails to pay any fees due to the SEBI, the recovery officer आ जाओ अच्छे से करते हैं, the recovery officer may draw up under his signature a statement in specified form specifying the amount due from the person. Such statement being thereafter referred to the certificate and shall be proceed to recover by whatever means. By these means, let's check out attachment and sale of person movable property first. Second, they are saying attachment of a person bank account, है ना भैया, ठीक है, पैसा वहाँ से ले लेंगे हम आपके, आप मत दीजिए, हम बैंक अकाउंट से ले लेंगे, ठीक है, वरना आपके घर बेच देंगे हम, ठीक है. मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी की बात कर रहे हैं पहले, इमूवेबल की बात में जाएंगे. ओके, मूवेबल क्या हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है भैया, आपका व्हीकल भी मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी में आता है, हम आपकी व्हीकल्स को जब्त कर लेंगे और हम बेच देंगे, ठीक है जी, हाँ जी. सो फर्स्ट दे आर सेइंग अटैचमेंट एंड सेल of the person movable property. Second, they are saying the attachment of person's bank account. Third, attachment and sale of person immovable property. आ गई ना, घर घर जायदाद पे, है ना. तो ठीक है, दे आर सेइंग अबाउट द इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी. फोर्थ, दे आर सेइंग अरेस्ट ऑफ अ पर्सन एंड हिज डिटेंशन इन द प्रिजन एंड देन अपॉइंटिंग अ रिसीवर, ठीक है, फॉर द मैनेजमेंट ऑफ अ पर्सन मूवेबल एंड इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी. ठीक है जी, मूवेबल बैंक अकाउंट, इमूवेबल, ठीक है, एंड देन इनको भेज दो प्रिजन में. ओके, एंड देन लास्ट टू अपॉइंट एनी ऑफ द रिसीवर, okay, of to manage the person movable and immovable properties. ठीक है, okay. So here the recovery officer shall empower to seek the assistance of whom? Assistance of local district administration while exercising these power. ठीक है, so you have to take the assistance of local district administration. Let me write LDA. Okay, इतनी बात समझ में आ गई. Hope so this was clear. Notwithstanding anything contained in any law for the time being enforced, recovery of amount by the recovery officer pursuant to non-compliance with any direction issued by SEBI under 11B shall be precedence over any other claim against such person. Okay, hope so 28A was clear. ठीक है, now let's go for one case related to 28A. ठीक है, हमें पता चल गया ना कहाँ कहाँ से हम रिकवर कर सकते हैं अमाउंट, ओके, ऑफ अ पर्सन. ठीक है, इफ़ ही हैव फेलियर टू obey the order of SEBI and have not paid the penalties and all. ठीक है, so yes, let's go for one case. ठीक है, and this is going to be end of this lecture. ठीक है, but there is continuation of this lecture. ठीक है, so we'll do it later. Okay, so let's go for first one case law. ठीक है, फिर I'll end this lecture. ठीक है, so yes, Mr. Ravi failed to pay the penalty imposed by the adjudicating authority for the offence committed under Security and Exchange Board of India 1992. After the penalty has become due, Mr. Ravi otherwise than for the adequate consideration transfer his residual property to his sister and the fixed deposit. ठीक है, so what he have done? ठीक है, once this order was passed by adjudicating authority, he have passed his residual property to whom? To his sister. ठीक है, so the question comes to me is, अब मैं ये इस घर को या इस residual property को can I sell them? ठीक है, because it's been transferred to his sister, right? So first question is here. ठीक है, and the fixed deposit with the bank in favor of his minor son. Okay, now he have also transferred the residual property. With that, he have transferred the fixed deposit with the bank in name of whom? With the favor of minor son. Now it's the second question. Can I do this? I mean, can I recover the amount by selling this attachment, the movable property, the immovable property, or the bank accounts and all? Okay, so the second question is here. First question means second question. Okay, the minor son has become major now and deposit continues to be held by his son. They are saying the minor son has become major and deposit continues held by his son. ठीक है, with reference to the provision of SEBI Act 1992 discuss recovering the penalty. क्या यहाँ पे 28A is going to be imposed? ठीक है, implicable in this case or not? ठीक है, whether the residential property and the fixed deposits with bank can be attached by the recovery officer for the purpose of whether the recovery officer can seek assistance of a local district administration. ठीक है, we know if 28A is going to be imposed, then the recovery officer have to seek the assistance of the local district administration for attaching the property. ठीक है, and this question was of CA final November 2018. Okay, so let's go for it. So you have to answer it यहाँ पहले कि whether it's going to be apply here, okay, and if not or if yes, what is going to be procedure and all. ठीक है, so let's get started guys. In this given question, the problem, okay, which is relating to 28A of the Securities and Exchange Board of India Act 1992. The legal position as per section 28A, if a person fails to pay the penalty imposed by the adjudicating authority, the recovering officer may draw up under his signature a statement in the specified form specifying the amount due from the person. ठीक है, सेम बात है ना 28A में जो लिखा था. जी हाँ, such statement being thereafter referred to the certificate and shall proceed to recover from such person the amount specified in the certificate by one or more of the following modes. ठीक है, by what modes? Modes attachment or sale of the movable property, right? We remember this na? Yes. Okay, attachment of person's bank account. Okay, attachment and sale of immovable property of that person. ठीक है, arrest of the person and his detention in the prison and appointing a receiver. Okay, these were the things which were mentioned in 28A. Further, 28A provide that the recovery officer shall empower to seek the assistance of the local district administration while exercising his power. So we know this, ठीक है, as I told you, this was cleared part, ठीक है. Then they are saying, now you have to tell me whether this can be taken, because these properties were transferred by him to his sister and to his son. The fixed deposit were also transferred to his son, ठीक है. So the big question to us is this, कि अब हम यहाँ से बेच सकते हैं या नहीं, ठीक है. Recovery can be possible or not, ठीक है. So number first thing, Mr. Ravi has failed to penalty imposed by the adjudicating authority. So the penalty may be recovered by the recovering officer in accordance with the provision contained in 28A. The recovering officer empowered to attach, sell the residual property which was transferred by Mr. Ravi in name of his sister. तो पहली बात cleared है, हाँ जी. Since such transfer was made for inadequate consideration, second thing, because the transfer was not in adequate consideration. If it was, then नहीं होगा, ठीक है. And section 28A empower the recovery officer to recover the penalty by way of attachment and sale of person's immovable property. Okay, so first thing was clear na. Let's go for second. Further, the recovering officer is empowered to attach the fixed deposit with a bank which were transferred by Mr. Ravi in name of his son, since such transfer was made for inadequate consideration. Again they are saying that was also done in inadequate consideration, ठीक है. So the recovery officer can attach the fixed deposit, ठीक है. इतनी बात समझ में है? Yes. And section 28A empower the recovering officer to recover the penalty by way of attachment and seal of person's bank account. Okay, so let me go to the conclusion now. The recovering officer is empowered to seek the assistance of the local district administration so to enable him to recover the penalty in accordance with the provision of section 28A. ठीक है. So from both these two cases, let me highlight guys, from both these two cases which was transferred by Mr. Ravi in adequate consideration, ठीक है. If it was, यहाँ पे inadequate है ना guys, I've written adequate, यहाँ पे inadequate, okay. Okay, if it was done in adequate consideration, then again this recovery cannot be possible, ठीक है. And this transfer just done before, मतलब after the penalty and all was imposed by the SEBI, ठीक है. So let me say that the transfer by his residual property to sister and fixed deposit with the bank favor of his minor. From these two things, the recovery can be made. Okay, so this was all about 28A. Hope so up to this everything was clear. We'll continue from the other section. Okay, तब तक के लिए इतना पढ़ लो guys. I will continue, ठीक है. और क्या करना है, hit the like button, subscribe my channel, जो कि करते थे है ही नहीं भैया, ठीक है. And share this video to those who are going to give the exam December attempt, ठीक है. Okay, and hope so this was useful. If it was, then hit a like button, ठीक है. तब तक के लिए tutorials, this is Omnis.